So Jason Arday looks like he's taken his own life, and it's really tragic. Completely avoidable if only the left, broadly the left, you know what I mean, the globalist types, the anti-white people, if only they hadn't have propped him up and let him get away with his outrageous lies for so long, that he wouldn't have been so lifted up to a point on a pedestal, and then obviously when it all comes tumbling down, he couldn't possibly cope with the global humiliation, and he took the easy way out, and it's really sad. I'm not going to stand here and say that that he's a wonderful person or not. I don't think he was a very nice person, but I don't think he was evil. And in one of the videos I watched yesterday, I was surprised oh, he killed himself. Wow. Um, I put in the comments, oh, I'm trying to find my tiny violin, can't find it anywhere, and I feel a little bit bad about that because the man's died, and he's felt so utterly, like just his life's completely over. His house of cards, built on just fantastic lie after fantastic lie, and thought that he could just get away with anything. And why wouldn't he have thought that? I mean, I'm trying to think, like, put yourself in a position. I am not a genius, believe it or not, I'm not. But I'm also not a retard. I've done IQ tests, and the ones I did a few years back, I was average, a smidge over average, and I was perfectly happy with that. I worried I was a retard. And then I did one again, like, year or two ago, and it had me a lot higher, like 20 points higher than I thought. And I don't think that's true. So I don't know how accurate they are. But tell someone like me, if from a young age, I'd just been propped up and told by everyone around me that I was wonderful, and every lie, I tell a little lie, and no one ever fact checks me on it, and everyone just takes it and they go, okay, well, I'll tell another one. And no matter what I say, people just keep like lifting me up and putting me higher and higher and higher, and obviously promoting me to a place where I'm not at all capable of doing the job. But you would feel invincible, wouldn't you? I think you see it in Hollywood with stars, or in the music industry, especially with solo stars. They're surrounded by sycophants, aren't they? And they just believe they're invincible. And I imagine that's how this Jason Arday felt. And then when eventually, you know, the chickens came home to roost, as they say, um, he couldn't handle the humiliation. And yeah, awful, awful, horrible story. Um, I don't think we should be glorifying and laughing at him. Again, I said about that comment I put. I feel a bit bad about that, because he's died and he's left a family who, it's really awful. So I also say, rest in peace, Jason Arday. But the message to the left, the white hating left, is stop doing this. Stop being so desperate to hate on white people and to hate the achievements of white people, because we have obviously been the most successful group. And as I say, when I say we, I mean, I'm not claiming credit for anything myself, but just as a group of people, but we've always been very individual. We haven't collectivized before, have we? Um, but we have to now, and it is happening. And the people that have been attacking us for so long really should stop, but they won't. But they really should realise that when we do, when enough of us just say, well, okay, we're in this together, we're going to back each other up now all the time. We're not going to sort of just be, well, I'll get on with my life and you get on with your life and good luck, hope you do well, sort of thing. It's going to be, no, we are going to collectivise in every single way, with trade, with trading with each other. What if when we just stop giving our money to businesses that aren't white owned? What are those businesses going to do? They're going to go under, aren't they? And of course, obviously, that you can scale that up to more physical conflict areas, and it's not going to be good, is it, for anybody? But I think it's going to happen. But you could stop the left. You could stop you could actually just say, do you know what? Let's try to rebuild the absolutely shattered reputation of Cambridge. Let's get rid of all the DEI nonsense. Let's just actually start going for excellence again. The excellence that got Cambridge to be one of the most highly rated universities in the world, producing captains of industry and prime ministers and what have you. Now it's just what's the point? It's a shambles. All these universities, to be honest with you, universities there only needs to be a few now. I think I would actually, if I was in charge, I would hold universities fully responsible for all the people that carry around debt for their university with zero chance of ever being able to repay it, because the degree they did was pointless and useless and was never going to earn them any money, but they went for the experience, and you just profit from it, don't you? I would put you on the hook for those debts if I had the chance, and you would then stop selling pointless degrees, wouldn't you? And it would go back to being, I don't know, like when I left school in the late 80s, none of my mates that I was like close with went to university. Everyone just went to jobs or army or whatever. People just went to careers. Obviously, there would have been a few. I think it was probably 10 to 15% maybe went to university back then. It should be that again, or even less. But that's for the future. We'll see. But anyway, rambling video. Rest in peace, Jason Arday.